We live in a time where we have multiple remakes of Zelda games already in tow, and the next one is on the way with Link's Awakening. Since we're already in that groove, I think there are some special Zelda titles that deserve to be the next in line to get a remake or get on the remake train. Not like Spirit Tracks. So I put together a list of the top 5 Zelda games that deserve remakes. Hey guys, it's HMK, and I'm here to count down these games directly to you. I'm gonna count previous remakes along with previous Zelda remasters as accounted for. So how about let's get into it with number 5. Okay, so first up is Four Swords, or Four Swords Adventures, but really I'm just leaning more towards Four Swords Adventures due to how big and expansive it is compared to that of Four Sword. I want a proper remake of this multiplayer title in terms of graphical revamping and true multiplayer integration, and of course adaptation to the dungeons. No more of that Game Boy link cable nonsense. Give me online and offline capabilities for the Nintendo Switch. Four Swords Adventures as a remake has grand potential to be a hit due to its music, dungeon design, and flavors taken from Wind Waker and A Link to the Past. Come on, everyone will love a huge multiplayer dungeon crawling Zelda game. And hey, maybe they can actually give us Navi trackers worldwide this time? Come on, maybe? But why did you put Four Swords as number 4? Jeez, HMK, missed opportunity. Look, I really want Four Swords Adventures to be remade, but for now it's number 5 because I feel there's 4 more titles that are a wee bit deserving. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons took the Zelda community by storm on the heels of Link's Awakening DX and both Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask in 2001. The fact that we got another original top-down OG Zelda was great, but when you combine that with the notion that we were getting the Pokemon treatment for Zelda, kinda, that's wild. The adventures of Holodrum and Labrina were a breath of fresh air and a mild takeaway from Hyrule, and the changes to these regions thanks to the Harp of Ages and the Rod of Seasons offered great variances in gameplay, and the fact that you can link the 2 games together to get that juicy extra stuff for each adventure was honestly icing on the giganto cake. A remake for these titles would be extra cool considering that the Switch is already no stranger to dual release games with the Pokemon Let's Go titles and the upcoming Sword and Shield game. So seeing this in a revamped style and having your memory eternally affecting each adventure will be sweet, and perhaps some more integration with Feora, the Oracle of Secrets, and some lost content from the ill-fated Mystical Seed of Courage, because I'm sure the previous limitations will not be a concern with the Nintendo Switch. So that's why the Oracle games get number 4. Okay, there are loads of people asking for this, me included, for a Skyward Sword HD. Nintendo, you did it with the Wind Waker and it was godlike. You did it with Twilight Princess and it was damn impressive. Now just finish the set and give us Skyward Sword HD, like please. You could put it on the Switch no problem. Hell, you can throw us a bone and package it with Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD for the Switch. I'll honestly pay good money in a heartbeat for something like that. When it comes to the changes in graphical quality and gameplay, since it had a very artistic style, I'm sure Nintendo can do it would be godlike. I mean, look at Wind Waker HD, look at Breath of the Wild. My jaw still drops on how great that game looks in a remaster, and Breath of the Wild is not too far of a stone throw from that, so I'm sure that Skyward Sword HD would look phenomenal. Now when it comes to the gameplay and controls, since the Switch is back on the conventional controller type, I'm sure it is a preference to many Nintendo fans that they could revamp the gameplay to accommodate the Pro Controller, but even still, the Joy-Cons I feel could have little issue in mimicking the gameplay of the Wii days when it comes to Skyward Sword. Just throw in some amiibo support gameplay tweaks and we'll be super set to go. Skyward Sword is honestly one of my favorites and I've been waiting for an HD version for the longest. Don't let me down, Nintendo. It's been like 8 years. Look, number 2 is Zelda 2. I got it. Yeah, I did it. The Adventure of Link is easily the biggest outcast within the Zelda franchise due to its massive departure in gameplay style compared to the first Zelda game that was never truly revisited to this day. Although I felt it had some really good ideas that made an appearance or two in very subtle ways in later years. But the game was gigantic in scope and had a pretty interesting story to boot. Now check this out. I've actually said this many times before, and can you imagine, just imagine, Zelda 2 completely remade, overhauled in the Breath of the Wild engine. Bruh, with a gigantic world of the game reimagined in 3D vertical environments, multiple towns, those great temples being redone in that engine. Come on, that game is just begging for it. Remaking that game as simply The Legend of Zelda: The Adventure of Link, No Zelda 2 would be amazing and will finally separate it from the dark legacy it's had as a Zelda title forgotten in the wind and expose it to all these new players and would have the same effect that Metroid Samus Returns has on them. Remapping the spells, attacks, and the fact that Link jumps in Zelda 2 already sounds like it would translate exceptionally well into the Breath of the Wild engine, along with adding some new things to the package would easily get me super hyped and an instant buy for this. Come on, Nintendo, do it, you cowards. Okay, look, hear me out. I know that Ocarina of Time already has been released on a number of systems to hell and back already, and has already got a remake in Ocarina of Time 3D. But this game is so good and means so much to the legacy of Zelda and gaming in general that I think we need a full HD Ocarina of Time remake. Look, just one more and I'm done, I promise. Bringing Ocarina of Time, one of the most revered games in all of history, to a full HD space for the first time would rattle the industry, especially if you cultivate it to a point where you can claim that this is how it's always truly meant to be experienced. With reinterpreted cutscenes and dialogue, additional features and lore, details and gameplay tweaks while still maintaining the spirit of the game, maybe even voice acting, yo. I'm not particularly asking for it to be redone in the Breath of the Wild engine per se, but something that will build upon everything we've seen and know about Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time 3D was pretty one-to-one when it comes to how the game handled and was presented to us. It was just the graphics that were completely overhauled, and the additional Mirror Master Quest made it the optimal product for that time. But I'm talking about from the ground up complete remake of Ocarina of Time. Like Resident Evil 2, baby! Think of it as Ocarina of Time truly for a new generation while being something that upholds and respects the legacy for fans that were captivated by the original game in the past. There are a bunch of people already attempting their vision of an HD Ocarina of Time, but I definitely want to see it done by the masters for the ultimate vision of one of gaming's most heralded games. What do you think of this list? Do you agree? What Zelda game do you want to be remade? Did you see yours on this list? Leave it in the comment section below. And while you're at it, please like, share, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK for more Zelda content. See? I told you it was back. So until the next one, I've been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.